Hello everyone. Today I want to talk to men in particular, obviously because I am one. These qualities basically apply interchangeably to men and females though, okay? Today we are talking about psychopaths, and particularly being in relationships with psychopaths, okay? There are basically a small percentage of human beings that have what are called cluster B personality types, okay? Cluster B personality types consist of psychopathy, being a psychopath, sociopathy, being a sociopath, narcissism, narcissistic personality disorder, and antisocial personality disorder. And these cluster B personality types have basically universal traits in relationships. And what they tend to do is they come into your life, they move extremely quickly into romantic relationships with people, and what they do is they basically go into what is known as the idealization phase. The idealization phase is essentially when someone comes into your life and they start love bombing you. Now, love bombing is when someone inundates you with love, with attention, with praise, with complimentation, with sexuality, with everything you possibly want, okay? And what they do is they absolutely inundate you with this sensory input and they create a neurological, biochemical addiction to them. So what they do is they associate your pleasure centers of your brain and things such as oxytocin, dopamine, norepinephrine, pleasure-oriented chemicals that are basically stimulated by them, and they create a interconnectivity with an association with your mind. Now that you're addicted to them, then what they do is they start doing what is known as the devaluation phase. The devaluation phase is when they start withdrawing from you, okay? And what you do, on any person is going to do that's been so phenomenally dependent upon them without your real knowledge or consent, what you inadvertently do is you start trying to seek their approval, and you start doing things, going out of your way to basically get that love bombing back. When they're love bombing you, they're doing insane things, irrational, unnormal things. They're calling you 10 times a day. They're texting you. They're being hypersexual. They're being all about you 100% all the time. This is not normal. This is not a healthy relationship. So basically then, when they start withdrawing, you're kind of like, what's going on? I don't really understand. Well, what they're doing is they're testing to see how much they can get out of you. So they're trying to withdraw that same attention that they gave to you back into them. Okay, it's a psychic vampirism. If you want to know about psychic vampirism, look into Michael Tessarion, Psychic Vampirism. He does a very good expose on that. So in any event, what these people do when they start devaluing you, they basically start rubbing the fact that they're involved with other people in your face. They start talking about ex-lovers, start indirectly like showing the fact that they're doing things behind your back, but they're doing it in front of you, and they're also constantly layering in little things here and there. So where if you respond in a negative way, they're just gonna act as though you're being hyper overreactive, when in fact you're just being a rational, analytical person that's trying to have a reasonable discourse with someone that you're involved with, right? So they'll just do little things, right? Just up to the extent to which you can't actually react or respond without being accused of being overly dramatic, right? So if you don't react to that, what they do is they just start stepping it up and stepping it up and stepping it up. So next, typically after the devaluation phase, they go into the disposal, right? And this is where they get rid of you after that they've found someone else, unless you do the smart thing and you get rid of them first, okay? Highly recommended. And basically what they'll start doing is they will just all of a sudden kind of like almost start to disappear. And basically most people, I think particularly men, because they're foolish a lot of the time, is they'll start chasing. Never chase a woman. In any event, what you do in this situation is you have to leave. You have to leave. I know you're addicted to this person. You're going to go through withdrawal. It is probably going to be absolutely miserable. It must be done. And if you suspect that you're in a psychopathic relationship, or you've been in one and you didn't really realize what it was, further research psychopathy, sociopathy, narcissistic personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder. Look into a book called Psychopath Free. Look at Michael Tessarion, Psychopathy. Look into the work of Mark Passio on how a psychopathic mind works. And disassociate from these people. Disconnect from these people. They make up a small percentage of the body of society. There's no way you could have known. These people oftentimes will convince psychiatric personnel that are specifically trained to find and analyze psychopaths. They often go undetected by them. So give yourself a break. It's not your fault. Like, this happens. And this doesn't mean that any situation or relationship that's going bad, you can just say, oh, my lover is a psychopath. It's not the case. These are very, very particular people with very particular traits. If this is in your life, you will get better, you will move on. And I just felt like I had to make a video about this because it's such a profound phenomenon that is, I mean, it's unlikely. However, when you consider even if 1% of the population is psychopaths, that's still 1 in every 100 people. So if you're an empathetic person, you're also more likely to draw these people in. So be conscientious, be cautious, and look out for the signs. And be safe, have loving relationships, and I will talk to you all next time.